dark side in the moon, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark.
As a prelude to the introduction of the Imperfect Project, I'm going to talk about some things tonight over the next 5 minutes that are a little difficult to hear for certain ears. They're a little convicting. They should be very, very convicting. The complacency that's going on in the church today worldwide is at a pandemic level. It's probably, in my humble opinion, the biggest problem in church today is the fact that we're all comfortable. It's the fact that we abuse grace every day by openly sinning, knowing that if we ask for forgiveness, we're forgiven. Let me put you guys in check real quick on how that works. When we accept Christ into our life, and God is active, Christ is active, the Holy Spirit's active in our life, we're supposed to not desire to continue in sinful ways. We're supposed to begin to resemble fruit that's Christ-like. We're not supposed to continue in the same sin patterns as before. But the problem is, we do. So we need to check ourselves. This is what I believe the problem is. Complacency is a word that can be substituted for one that we all know in the Bible as lukewarmness. Lukewarmness is a word that God uses in Revelation 3:16. And what does he say in Revelation 3:16? Paraphrased, if you're lukewarm, I will throw you up. Now, I don't know if you want a picture of that, but think for a second. Throw up, vomit. Probably one of the most vile things on the planet. That's what God himself thinks about complacent Christianity. Now, I'm not talking about complacence like you have to work 25 hours a day building the kingdom. What I'm talking about is when God puts on your life, in your heart, a calling, and you don't answer that calling, you are committing the sin of omission. When you don't pay attention to that calling, when you don't give that calling prayer, when you don't give that calling attention, you are committing the sin of omission. We know what the sin of omission is. The sin of omission is not doing what you're called to do by God our Father. It's omitting something from your life that you're supposed to be doing. There's the sin of commission and the sin of omission. The reason why I bring that up prior to the Imperfect Project is very simple. A lot of people sit every day in these pews, in these chairs, in churches around the world. And they drive in their beautiful cars. And they get out wearing their beautiful jewelry. And they smell great with their expensive perfume. When I walk down the street, I see a dude that hasn't eaten in 3 days. I see a meth addict that's strung out like crazy, that has no friends, nobody to love him. Is it our right to rob that person of salvation because we don't have the desire? We don't have the strength? We're too timid to go talk to them? We're too timid to walk up and pray with them? Is it our right to make that person feel that way? The Imperfect Project wants to hit the streets. We want to be out in front. We want to make ourselves transparent. We want to go where the sick are, go where the needy are. We want to go where the drug addicts are. We want to go where the people that have sexual sin are. And we want to pray with them. We want to love them. We want to show them that there's a better way. We do that through our testimonies. We do that through our resource campaign. There's a lot of people already involved in this ministry that are working very hard putting it together because we want to represent Christ well. It's his ministry, not ours. We are simply ambassadors of this ministry. But we need to take this serious. Time is running out, folks. Christianity is dwindling away because there's too many men that sit down in the chairs and never get up and act like the men that God have called them to be. We need to start doing that. If you're watching this video right now, you ask yourself, is there a testimony that I have? Is there something I've done wrong in my life that I can share and maybe change the way somebody thinks? Maybe relate to somebody. Maybe they won't feel alone. Maybe you, through your testimony, can give them hope and show them hope that only comes from Jesus Christ. If God is stirring in you to do something, and day after day and week after week, you plant your butt in the seat and you don't do anything, but God is calling you to do something, we know He is because He's an active God. He's not just sitting around waiting for people. He's always moving. Our job is to move with Him. If God is calling you to do that, make that decision. Join this program. Join this movement. We, through the name of Christ, are going to go out where people are afraid to go. And I invite you to go with us. We'll be praying for you. We've been praying for you for the last 6 months that God's been working on your heart. We've been praying for you for the last 6 months that He's been putting a hedge of protection around your family if you make the decision to join us. Now it's time to make the decision. What's it going to be? Are you going to come back in next Sunday, sit down and do nothing to build the kingdom? Or are you going to be an active Christian like we're called to be? Think about it. Pray about it. Hit us up on Facebook. This is a serious problem and we need your help. Thank you.
There is no dark side in the moon, really. Matter of fact, it's all dark.